Hi. I don't know if you remember, but the other day I mentioned that I had first run into the 12-3-30 treadmill workout protocol, and I thought I would give it a shot. Now, just as a disclaimer, on Monday of last week, I had some minor surgery on my shoulder, and that worked out okay and everything, but I can't really run right now because the impact's a little rough. So mostly I've been riding my bike. But I thought that, since I had come up with this new thing that I just discovered in my Google News feed. And I thought, well, let's give this a shot. And the idea basically is you set your treadmill at a 12% incline, and you get on the treadmill at 3 miles an hour for 30 minutes. And I thought, well, I should be able to do that. I've been working on the treadmill at an incline, for over 10 years now. Since I first started doing this, and actually it's the basis of two of my books. And I thought, well, I can do this, sure. So I went ahead and let's switch over here to here we go. So here I am on my training peaks, and let's go into the calendar, and let's look at last Friday. So here it is, and I've even renamed it here to the 12-3-30 treadmill workout in Zwift One Watopia. And I don't know if you can see this here, but I have 955 feet of elevation gain at the 12% for 3 miles, well, 1.53 miles, because it's 3 miles an hour average at 12%. And for a half hour, that's going to be about 1.5 miles. And then here's the map, which I'm in Mayfield in Watopia. So it's just a big oval. And this shows the graph as I come up to speed. And there is the incline. That gray incline is the incline. So you can check that out. And here's the heart rate data, which, mostly in zone 2 here, which, it's not that horrible. It should be in zone 2-ish. And my pace was like rock solid on at a 20-ish, 19 minute and 53 second, whatever. So let's go into Stryd, because I had my Stryd Footpod and using the RunCline app. So earlier I downloaded the RunCline into my Zwift. Into my Stryd Power Center. And it's the same deal. There you can see the incline, and you can see, pretty smooth lines here for the pace and the power, because the power didn't vary a whole lot. Very minor differences in power. And because it's fairly slow, you don't have, very huge variations in any of these other numbers. And that's not really the important thing. Now, I don't know if you can see straight up here, you've got the circle going around, and you can see the little icon going around and around on that. Pascal Carreras, who wrote the RunCline app, he actually talked to me about that, and he said that by putting in a fake GPS track, it tricks your Stryd into believing that it's actually going uphill. And that's where it gets the inclination data from, which is kind of cool. It looks like a big corkscrew as it's going around, and it's just virtual, and that's really kind of cool. And I'm hoping to be able to get an interview maybe on my upcoming podcast with him. That would be just awesome. But anyway, now that we've gone there, I've got a new site, 12330treadmill.com, and that's right here. 12330treadmill.com. And if you go there, I'm going to start putting some of this stuff here. But my thought was that, for myself, I did it. I just got on and did it, and successfully got the elevation gain and the speed consistency without touching the handles on the treadmill. For other people, I've advocated, it's in my books, if you want to check it out, but I've advocated that if by some chance your heart rate gets too high or it gets too difficult or whatever, go ahead and hold on to the handles, one hand, two hands, just, a fingertip touching it just for balance or coordination. And that's okay. It's a way to transition into the into the workout. And that's another thing I noticed, is that this is pretty stiff. And when I was reading the articles about it, the different people who social media influencers who have done this type of workout, supposedly lost a bunch of fat and stuff like that. And in all fairness, when I did this, it took me a few years, but I lost over 60 pounds of fat, and I've kept it off now for over 10 years. And that's just by mostly riding an incline treadmill, and of course my trainer, my cycle trainer. That's primarily what I do for training, and then occasional weekend hikes and trail running when I get the chance, which is not really that common right now between COVID and everything else. And but my feeling is that going back here, backtracking, sorry about that, but my feeling is that it's a little bit stiff for the average person to just jump right into it. And it's difficult, I would say, and not really sustainable at this point. There's no real chain of progression into it. And like I was saying, the people who did this said that, yeah, at first they couldn't even, like 10 minutes, they were off. And that's great. But in my Summit Success Training for Hiking, Mountaineering, and Peak Bagging book, this is actually about week 4 before you would do a workout even close to this, as I worked my way up to it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take that 4 weeks and condense it into a little chart and put it up. And if you register for my emails, I'll go ahead and email you that chart here. Probably have it done within the week, in the next 7 days, put it that way, not by Saturday, but in the next 7 days, and get that put up for you. But I think that if you progress into this, it might be sustainable, and I would love to build a challenge based around that. So please come back, stay tuned for details. If you have the opportunity, click to subscribe, because I want you coming back. So thanks a lot, and I will talk to you next time.